Hey everybody, I'm Jayology. This is my channel. Welcome. And I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what I can do to improve. Today, this is going to be the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 2 reunion review. And I recorded this whole video, did the whole thing, and I don't know what happened I was doing on YouTube that the whole thing is gone. So this is like take number 2 at this point. But I'm going to go ahead and roll with it because it's okay. Um, First, I wanted to touch on Andy Cohen. His first question, what happened? Andy, come on now. You know what happened. You sat there and you allowed them to go back and forth. You allowed Kenya to use the scepter and bring in bullhorns and put it in people's face. It was like a whole circus. And then you're going to ask what happened. Like you're the conductor, and then the whole circus is happening. You got people jumping through hoops and clowns doing tricks and whatnot, and then you're gonna ask what happened. Man, you conducted the whole show. You orchestrated what happened. You know what happened. But Kenya's explanation for everything, I think she was speaking the truth in most aspects. But if she wasn't a part of the buffoonery that was happening on stage, then that would be something different. But because she was, people wasn't trying to receive the message that she was sending. The message that she was basically saying is that you should be able to control yourself, and you should be able to know how to conduct yourself in a situation and in a manner that's mature, and argue your point without having to pull people's hair or drag them across the floor. And apparently that's what happened with Portia. But I think, to answer Candy's question, regardless of who, if the props was there or the props wasn't there, I think that Portia at some point would have gotten aggravated, and it probably would have gotten physical. It might not have happened as quickly with as if the props were there, but I think Portia was already on edge. She was already interjecting. On that first reunion, she was already interjecting on something. She was looking for some sort of a fight. I don't think she was looking for a physical. She didn't expect it to turn into a physical fight, but she was looking for a definite fight. Like, she was coming in for a reason, because there are times where she wasn't even spoken to, where she was speaking. So I think that it would have escalated or elevated at some point where they would have to move them or change them around or something. But I think that the props helped to elevate that situation a lot quicker than most likely it would have happened. And if Kenya was able to control herself and then have all those extra things in there, then of course I think it would have went a little bit longer. They might have been able to sit through the whole entire show maybe without it getting too ratchet the way it did. So I think it's both of their faults, but Kenya was definitely right about what she said on how it should have been handled. But the thing is, Kenya, you was a part of the bullshit too. So that's the reason why nobody was trying to hear what you had to say. Um, I'm just looking down at my notes here. Nene's wig, man, that shit is distracting. I'm sorry, it is distracting. You got, I could see the lace and all the stuff going all around the edges, and I don't know how much. I'm glad that next week that's gonna be the last one, because I don't know how much I can look at that. It's getting on my nerves. I just want to snatch it off her head and say, I mean, be bald or something. Wear your own hair if the shit gonna look that busted. That's just my opinion. I don't know how y'all feel, but that's what I think. You could do better, Nene. I seen you do better when you was doing the little blonde, short Josephine Baker looking, extra blonde. That looked nice, the last season on the reunion. But I mean, I don't know what this thing is with the lace all glued. Yeah. So let me go on to Kenya and Nene going back and forth, and Nene gonna bust out, it's don't make me call don't make me call Portia Kenya, or and of course you got her damn Flavor Flav hype man Phaedra in the background go whoo. That was a funny moment. I had to laugh at that moment. That definitely was a funny moment. And But Kenya, she never wanted to back down. She quick with the snapback. She's like, no, let me call Marlo, and that shut that shut Nene up quick, fast, and in a hurry. She knows she got clowned by Marlo way before. Kudos to you on that one, Kenya, because that was hilarious. I like that. And so then we get to, some flashbacks of when Phaedra and Nene was in Athens, and they were going back and forth, and they showed the clip of Nene talking about Phaedra being the head doctor, and 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 so she said, I called Phaedra and let her know, that was just a rumor that I heard, and I'm sorry because I didn't mean to speak on it or whatever like that. And Phaedra was like, well, that you couldn't have never heard that rumor because I was a smart girl in Athens and all that. And I'm like, so just because you was a smart girl, that means you can't be the head doctor? I mean, what you trying to say, Phaedra? That only you? I don't know what she's trying to say. I really don't know what she's trying to say, because she a smart girl. That means that she don't do that, and she's above that and all of that. Whatever. But of course, Kenya couldn't let that one go, and she was like, "Yeah, that is true. The head doctor thing is true because it's in court documents." I want to know, and they just swept that one right under the one. I want to know what damn court document has you listed as a head doctor. You need to get that shit sealed. Head doctor. Imagine that shit. But anyway, Kenya, you don't have the right to. You shouldn't. I mean, Kenya. That's the time where you just keep your mouth shut. That's the problem with Kenya. See, sometimes it's not that she just talk nonsense. It's that sometimes when she just needs to shut up, she should just shut up. She don't need to say something all the time. And Kenya, you should know, just because something in a court document don't mean that it's true. It just means that whoever said it under oath was testifying, was saying it. Basically, that's all it is. You could put anything in a court document. It don't mean that everything that's in the court document is true. It just means that that's what that person wants to say. That's that person's testimony or whatever. So just, I don't think no court in Georgia is gonna validate that Phaedra is a head doctor. I don't see it happening. All kinds of ethical boundaries with that shit if it does. So we get finally to Mama Joyce. If y'all don't know, I'm just looking at my notes here. I got a little head notes. Head notes for the head doctor. So Mama Joyce, is it me or is Mama Joyce, like, it looked like she had a whole bottle of Crown Royale or something before she got up on that stage, because she was tipsy. She was all the way live on that. I mean, all the way live. I mean, you think she drink brown juice, y'all? Like that Crown Royale and cognac? I think she drinks something brown, because she was tipsy. You know them Crown Royale bags? And you know how them people, when your parents or whatnot, well, not my parents, because my parents didn't drink like that, but you see the old school people, they had their little Crown Royal bag, and they always save that little purple velvet bag for some reason, and then they be putting their loose change and shit in it. Mr. Campbell, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh man. But yeah, Mama Joyce looked like she was on one, for real. That was, man, she was crazy. And the rest of the girls there was egging her on, and she high-fiving, and she talking about, she don't think that, she wrong or whatever, because nobody knows what she went through with her children, and she don't know if, no shade to Nene, but Nene, I would have been on that pole too if they were paying the kind of money they paying now to be on the pole, and with the body that I had, I would have been swinging on that pole, and her and Nene high fiving and clapping like, yeah, you know. I was like, damn, Mama Joyce needs to just calm that down. And poor old Candy just sitting there with her head down, like, please get this woman off the stage, please. She stay embarrassing her daughter. If she loved her daughter the way she says she do, she just would not be all up in the camera like that. I don't know what Mama Joy's issue is, and I don't really want to talk bad about anybody's mother or anything like that. I don't want to get into Mama Joyce, because I really think she do love Candy, but I don't know, something is missing. Maybe she having that little empty nest syndrome where she just feels like she losing Candy, or Candy's gonna be, it's 2 seconds before Candy is gone from her too, or something like that. Because I don't really think she does the stuff like that intentionally to hurt Candy. I think she really feels that she's doing the right thing for her, and she is trying to protect her in a way that Candy don't really need protecting anymore. And so I think she feels threatened sometimes you know, by that. And apparently Candy hasn't made the best choices in men, so maybe she's questioning her tastes or something like that. I really don't know. But to me, I don't see anything wrong with Todd. Todd seems like a good stand up dude, especially to put up with all of that. And so I don't see why, there should be any reason for Mama Joyce to feel the way she does. But I mean, she do, so I guess you gotta let her. And it was funny when Andy said, have you spoke to Todd's mom? She's like, yes, she called me a bitch. I was like, damn, is Frankie on the stage? She had that crack voice going on the whole time. But I think it's because Mama Joyce, was tipsy. I think Mama Joyce was straight up tipsy. And she was like, if they gonna get me on this stage, I need to have 2 liquors in my head to deal with this shit. Cause I don't, I don't want to have to hold back. So that was with Mama Joyce. And then we go on to Cynthia and Nene's friendship. And this, I think, to me, was probably one of the saddest parts of the entire reunion, because Cynthia was really distraught and she was pouring her heart out there on the stage, and Nene was just sitting there giving you typical classic I don't care, I'm rich bitch Nene. That's what she was giving you. And I think when it comes to being Nene's friend, Nene has a bunch of requirements that is just it seems like it's a very taxing thing to be friends with this girl, because and that's probably why she is losing them, because I think Nene feels threatened sometimes when, you know, somebody that she's considered to be a friend starts being friends with someone else, or starts developing their opinion, or stands up to her in a certain way. I mean, Kenya was right on the point with that one. When someone stands up to Nene, then all of a sudden Nene takes that as them not being a good friend. And for her to say that Cynthia, you know, well, I don't know if she said Cynthia wasn't a good friend to her, but I don't think that Cynthia hasn't ever been that bad of a friend to her. Cynthia has been loyal to her and stood by her at times when she should have been standing by her own husband. Nene would be, she'd be standing by Nene, or she'll be defending Nene, or trying to consider Nene's feelings in the situation. But I really don't think that it's been a two-way street, and it seems to be that way with a lot of the friendships that Nene gets into. And this is just based upon the show that I've seen. I don't know, you know, I don't know how her friends are outside of it, but from what I've seen on this show and from what I've heard on interviews from other people who do YouTube channels, the two guys, the hairstylist, I think they're both hairstylists. I forgot their names. The names escape me, but you know who I'm talking about. They've been friends with Nene before, and they've mentioned things alluded to that fact. It takes a lot of requirements to be Nene's friend, it seems like, and when you are, she takes that friendship seriously and she holds on to that. And if she feels like you do anything that threatens that, all of a sudden she thinks that that negates or erase all of the times that you guys have been friends or you have spent, and she no longer sees you in that light. And I mean, I understand where she's coming from in some respect, because a lot of people are like that. And when Cynthia was up there crying and she was saying, well, just because I'm not over there hugging her, or I'm not going over there doing whatever, it doesn't mean that I don't have any feelings. I understand that people show their feelings in different ways, and just because they're not expressing it in a way that you think is normal don't mean that Nini's not feeling something. I think Nini is feeling really hurt by what's happening, and she doesn't know how to react, and she doesn't know how to act to it. And the only way she knows how to act to it is to be classic Nini, be closed off and nobody can touch me, and that's it. I ain't extending myself to another person. And I understand that feeling. I understand how she's feeling. At the same time, Cynthia, she's standing up for herself in a way that she has never have. And, you know, to her, it's like, this is the first time I'm actually saying what's wrong. This is the first time I'm even asking you for something. And this is the type of resistance that I get. So, what kind of friendship did we really have if you can't even meet me halfway on this one thing that I'm asking you to do? So I understand both sides of the situation, and I just think that it's really sad that it had to come to this. And even Andy had to check. Andy was like, you've been friends with Sheree, you've been friends with Wig. What's her name? The girl she used to call Wig. I don't remember that girl name. But y'all know who I'm talking about, the white girl. Don't be tardy for the party, don't be late for the date. Yeah. I wonder if Candy ever got her money off of that. Anyway, I digress. She been friends with her, been friends with Marlo. I mean, a lot of these things is being affected by that, and I think that she talks so much about friendship, but she's not realizing that she is losing good friends over stupid shit. Like, she's losing good friends over stupidness. And just because somebody don't call you one day, or don't text you one day, or because somebody tell you what you doing doesn't feel right to them, or it hurts or something like that, don't mean that all the times that y'all been friends means nothing. It doesn't mean that. All it means is that there's something that they're trying to get you to hear, and you just need to understand that. So, I mean, next, the third part. I'm glad it's the third part, because this to me, it seems like this season reunion has been kind of lackluster. I mean, the fight wasn't even anything. You didn't really get much on the second part. So the third part, I'm interested to hear what Greg and Peter and Apollo's gonna say. I want to hear about Apollo's case. I want to see when when Peter picks up that peach and be like, "Yo, here's my peach." I like that. I like that part, and I want to basically hear what they have to say, and be done with that. I don't really think I want to get too much more from Kenya at this point, because she's really said enough, and I don't really think there's nothing else that she needs to say. But of course, her and Apollo gonna get into it once again. We're gonna drag that shit out. So that's that. So this is my first review, guys. I hope this will be the first of many. I'm going to start reviewing R&B divas since it's already started. I'm probably going to do a recap of the first show, and then I'm going to go ahead and be on point for the second show. And I might combine them into one upload, and just do one video for those, and so I can get on track with that. But I want to thank you guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I can do better. Like my channel, comment on my channel, subscribe to my channel if it really feels good to you. I want to do a lot of different things. I want it to be kind of interactive. Before I sign off on this first thing, I want to give a big shout out and a special thank you to Ashley Miller 1987's channel. She is like the Oprah to me of this thing. I don't care if anybody else did it first. I don't care if somebody had videos for the longest, or if they had the biggest production. To me, Ashley is the Oprah of this whole YouTube review game. And she is the one that I have modeled, a lot of the way I would like to see my channel progress. She's the one who I model over, because she gives the realness, she gives the rawness. Fellow Capricorn like me, I think, if I was a chick, I'd be Ashley. and she just got me. Her reviews got me through some really, tough times. There's some times where I just was sitting there and had nothing to do, but I watch a show, I watch her reviews, and all of a sudden it felt like I just had a big conversation with my friend. And so I always like that. I also want to give a special shout out to It's For Rocks. Love your videos, love everything that you do. Um, and another fellow Capricorn, I like your advice. I like the voices. She brings a lot of good stuff to her channel. I also want to give a shout out to Bondi Blue. Thank you, Bondi Blue. Took me a while to get used to you for a little bit, because I must say I started watching your shows when we started doing the Scandal. Yeah, but when I first started watching Bondi Blue, I was like, damn, she cursed so damn much. But and she's pretty too. I was like, damn, it just kind of threw off. It didn't match for a minute, but then we vibed right when she opened that mouth and was singing. Man, I'm telling you, there ain't nothing like a girl who can sing. And Bonnie Blue can sing. That's really nice, and I like her and lyrics relationship. That's really cool. Reminds me of me and my girl. So I want to thank you three, because you three are like, my dream panel. One day I would like to get up to that kind of level, that kind of status, and I like to sit down and do a nice round table, and we just all go back and forth and review. At least that's my vision, eventually at some point. I hope I get to it. I hope I get the subscribers and the viewership and the relationships that, you guys have been able to form with your viewers. I hope I get that with the people who will be coming to my viewers. So I just want to thank you all. And also Mr. World Premiere, because if it wasn't for Mr. World Premiere, I wouldn't be able to see half of these shows because I'm busy. So once again, I want to thank you all for watching this first video. I hope it does well. Thanks.